It's a game of hopscotch, teacher style, and the losers may be your children. Our open records request revealed some districts willing to hire teachers before their state certifications are complete.
I mean, our first priority is, making sure kids are safe.
That said, Claude Graham was teaching music in the Atlanta public school system just 14 days after he applied for the job. He wasn't certified to teach in Georgia until 9 months later.
We can't do that. You can't just place them and not finish the process.
Processes the district's new superintendent, Maria Kostarfin, says are being fixed. The district won't say what it knew about Graham's past and when, but during the certification process, the state learned he was suspended in Florida for hitting a male student in the chest. In this disciplinary report, it also says he demanded a female band member give him a personal item like jewelry and call him at night to tell him about the details of her day, like when she started her period. Graham is no longer with the district.
It is true. In the past, I know APS has had very sloppy HR processes.
And then there are the teachers that take the first leap. Santrice Copeland got a job in South Carolina before her license was officially suspended for a year here in Georgia. According to our open records request, she's accused of alerting some students in Burke County that their answers on the CRCT were incorrect. Disciplinary records like these are supposed to be listed in a national database managed by the National Association of State Directors of Teacher Education and Certification, or NASDAQ.
Right now, we have records that go back to 1972. There's about 73,000 records.
We, the jury, found the defendant guilty.
But they don't get posted until the teachers have exhausted their appeals, and that can take years. Just take the APS cheating scandal. Paul Shaw with Georgia's Professional Standards Commission, or PSC, says some of those teachers are just now having their involvement posted on NASDAQ.
That was 6, 7, 8 years that people, we had concerns, had holes in the certificate, but that they were still eligible to teach.
Even though Copeland denies doing anything wrong, the PSC found cause to suspend her license for violating testing procedures. South Carolina wouldn't find out about her past until a year after she was hired. By then, most of her suspension was over. She is now back in Georgia, teaching at a charter school in DeKalb County. It's not just delays in reporting. Our joint 11 Alive USA Today investigation found some disciplinary records are simply missing. We found 407 Georgia reprimand suspensions and license revocations that never made it on the list. Nationally, since 1990, the number jumps to 9,000. That's 9,000 teachers able to move state to state, applying to work in your child's classroom without anyone knowing about their past.
I'm not a liar.
Teachers like Daniel Garcia, who managed to get jobs in 5 different school districts by repeatedly lying about his qualifications.
Sometimes the responsibility for submitting those names it falls through the cracks. All the information that is put in by human beings. So numbers get transposed, last names get misspelled sometimes.
But the data is important, especially when you consider, Shaw says, the number one reason for teacher discipline: inappropriate conduct with students.
It can be sexual abuse, it can be physical abuse, emotional abuse.
But according to our open records request, professional conduct, honesty, legal compliance, along with alcohol or drugs, also pose problems for teachers in our classrooms. Are kids safe in the classroom?
Yes, overall, because we have 160,000 people that are certified. We're probably looking at 0.5% that violate the standards. And I think that that's a very small group, but like anything else, sometimes one case is too many, because when something happens to a kid, the damage has already been done.
Santrice Copeland, that teacher from DeKalb, she does now have a valid teaching certificate. She did not wish to comment for our story, and we were never able to find Graham. As for those missing disciplinary reports, the PSC says they have now been properly reported to NASDAQ. Look at some of the other changes that have come as a result of our investigation tomorrow. Back to you.